All right, folks, welcome to lesson one, week two, lesson one. What I'm going to do every week is as we go into a new lesson, I'm going to provide these little just kind of intro primer videos to kind of talk through what to expect that week. And the actual lecturing and about the course content will come in our live sessions. So um, I'm glad you're here, and let's dig in. So this week we're starting at the top. We're starting with lesson one. Now your Blackboard screen may look a little bit different than mine, but you're over here somewhere. You're going to have a tab for lessons, and that's where you found your introduction stuff last week. And we're going to go to lesson one. And here's the overview. What we're going to deal with this week. And this is my edit page, but essentially is um, it's not showing my preview page here, but that doesn't matter. This is what it's going to say. So here's the desired learning outcomes this week. We want you to start recognizing, start using editing symbols. We want you to demonstrate the ability to identify the purpose of the story. Um, we want you to be able to define news, uh, recognize why somebody needs that news, and we also want to talk about the journalistic code of ethics a little bit. So you've got some course material outside of the textbook to look at on this, and we'll look at that in a minute. You're going to be reading pages 5 through 34, which is the first two chapters of Inside Reporting. You're going to read the online content. You're going to read the textbook, and then you're going to go do a discussion post, which we'll talk about more in a minute. You're going to come to the live lectures. After going through the survey, it looks like Monday morning was everybody's most favorable time. So we're going to have these live lectures every Monday morning at 11 a.m. It'll be a Google Meet. So the purpose of the Monday morning lecture is to introduce the course content and talk through it. I don't expect you necessarily to have read all this material by Monday morning. I'm not a monster, but if you want to get started, please go ahead. This is where we're going to talk about the content of the course. And then on Thursday, we're going to come back and we're going to talk some more. By Thursday, I would expect that you have had a chance to have read it and may have some questions for me that you can pose in a live session. So every Monday, every Thursday, 11 a.m. Google Meet. I'll email you the links to those meetings sometime over the weekend. I'll give you fair warning. I've never used Google Meet, um, but it seems like it makes the most sense. I've used a lot of other video conferencing softwares, and we'll figure it out. All of our TCC email addresses are hosted by Google. They're Google addresses. They're Gmail addresses. So they'll jive with Google Meet, and we're gonna probably set up a Google Calendar, and I'll start giving y'all access to the Google Dropbox. We might as well use those tools that Google provides for us. So you're going to read your lessons. I'm going to show you where that course content is here in just a second. You're going to read the first two chapters in the textbook, and then you're going to do a discussion post. You're going to come to the lectures. You're going to be engaging, and we're going to have a good time. Um, I'm really looking forward to it. Also, in your lesson one, you should see this SPJ Code of Ethics. This is the Society of Professional Journalists. Contrary to what a lot of politicians say about us these days, journalists do uphold an ethical standard in what we do, ethical practices, um, to seek the truth and report it, and to act independently when we do it, to minimize harm, and to be accountable and transparent. So, familiarize yourself with this. We're gonna this code of ethics should guide our decisions when it comes to reporting the news. So be familiar with them. We'll talk about them more on Monday. Um, and another thing here that you can access is the Collegian Staff Manual. Y'all aren't full-time staff members, but as writers, y'all are staff members, and y'all are going to be contributing to the college newspaper, the Collegian. So you need to have this on hand, and you need to read this, familiarize yourself with what it is, what its mission is, and how it operates. Uh, we One of our live sessions. I don't know if it's going to be this week, but maybe next. Yeah, I don't know exactly when. Mr. Christopher Whitley, who's the faculty advisor for the Collegian, is going to come and join us and talk through some of the expectations of your stories that you're going to submit this year. So, um, this is all about the Collegian newspaper, and familiarize yourself with it. We're going to be talking through it, and Mr. Whitley will be talking about it more when he visits class. You read through your material, you get to know it. You're going to go do a discussion board. I want to be really clear on these discussion boards. That is not right. Hold on one second. So, this is going to be this week's discussion board. These discussion boards are important to me, and they're going to become important to you. This is how I'm going to gauge your comprehension of what we discuss each week. I could give you weekly quizzes. I really don't want to have to. I haven't ruled that out, but it's not on the syllabus, and I really don't want to. I want us to be able to write coherently and talk coherently about the ideas that we learn each week. We're going to have conversations, and how you relate those conversations in your discussion boards is going to let me know how well you understand this. So, this week's discussion board, I give you 3 prompts to choose from. What is news? Find me an example of a poor piece of journalism. Find me an example of an excellent piece of journalism. I'm going to have you go look for these stories, and I'm going to want you to provide a link to these stories at the end of your post. But I don't have to read it word for word, but these are your 3 prompts. You're going to pick one and you're going to write about it, and then you're going to respond to at least 3 classmates about theirs. This is how I gauge attendance and gauge participation, but it's also how I gauge your comprehension. So put some thought into it. If we get a bunch of two sentence discussion posts and not a lot of deep thought there, then maybe we revert to weekly quizzes, and I really don't want to do that. This is important. Discussion posts should be around 300 words with enough detail to get your point across, but not filled with useless words. If you come in at 289 words, but you've got your point across, that's fine. Likewise, if you come in at 410 words, but you've succinctly got your point across, that's fine too. I don't want you freaking out on the word count if I ever say 50 words and you come in at 49 and you don't know what to do. The word count is just a measure of you should be able to get your point across in this many words, and it should take at least this many words to get your point across. You need to use complete sentences. You need to use proper paragraph structure, proper syntax. Wanna is not a word. Let me do that. It's not a word. Don't use these non-words. We need complete sentences, real words, real syntax. Discussion posts need to reflect the building blocks of proper academic writing, and they will be graded as such. They need to contain complete thoughts and proper attribution for those thoughts. If you're talking about something the author in the textbook says, tell me where in the textbook he says it. We also need these written in AP style, and I'm not expecting you to know AP style, especially now because we haven't started talking about it yet. But you've got an AP style book, you've got a style guide. By the end of the semester, I need to see. I'm going to be looking at these for AP style correctness. I'm going to be making corrections as we go and talking about AP style. And as the semester progresses, we need to see less AP style mistakes. That being said, I'm going to start highlighting AP style on Monday morning. This content is ready for you at 12:15 a.m. You shouldn't have your discussion post ready by 12:45 a.m. I would expect the discussion post to come in later in the week. after you've had time to read, after you've had time to synthesize the material, after we've had time to talk about it, after you've had time to ask questions. So the simple, and then likewise, your responses should be around 100 words to at least three people, and engage them. Why do you agree with them? Why do you not? Not simply that you agree with them or that you don't, but why? Cite us content in the book that says this, therefore I believe that I believe this. Um, so that's the discussion post. I want you to go find these stories, and I want you to show me links to these stories. If you have any questions on this, please don't hesitate to let me know. I've been pretty good about answering emails promptly this week, and that's my commitment to y'all to keep on doing that. I had a student text message me earlier tonight, and he got a prompt response. I don't mind that. I welcome it actually. I want to be here and available for you. They pay me money to make sure y'all understand this stuff, and I want to make sure that y'all understand this stuff. So, um, dig in, read the chapters, read the ethics, read the collegiate handbook. Uh, get ready for your lecture. You'll get an email to a link to that Google Meet before the weekend's over. Like this video and comment it. Let me know that you've seen it. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm looking forward to it. This is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to see what y'all write and the thoughts y'all have on this. So y'all have a great weekend and get to work and let me know what you need.